Our heroine is naive. She misunderstands love. Love is supposed to be mutual kindness, just as you give, just as you take. Thankfully, our obsessed hero will teach her the true meaning of love and wins her heart. Before we start our story, make sure to subscribe and click that bell button. Our story starts with our heroine, Hee Soo, returning home. When she opens the door, she thinks to herself, I've seen this scene before, out of a movie or a TV show. Red heels and men's sneakers, our typical cheating scene. Only then you forget all the good memories you had with someone and change your future for good. Then Na Hae Soo wakes up trembling and wonders, why do I keep dreaming the same dream? Every time I see my own husband cheating me with another woman. Oh, I am so tired, and my break is almost over already. I have to get back to work. When she walks out the door, she hears her boss calling after her. Miss Na Hae Soo, come here please. When she goes to him, he gives her her paycheck and says, when you told me you wanted to cash in your salary in advance, it bothered me. I had to make a withdrawal instead of sending you the money online. Here's the 1.5 million won. I only approved because you are the most hardworking employee that I have, and you're like a family to me. If I may ask, are you still in debt? Na Hae Soo tells him, yes, and they erase the interest. Her boss then says, I heard that your husband got a job recently. He has to work hard, just like you do. Na Hae Soo then tells her boss, my husband is still in his apprenticeship stage, so the pay isn't that good, and he's working hard, so it'll get better soon. Now let's get back to work and close. When Hee Soo gets back to work, she often notices how all the couple seems to be madly in love. She tells herself, whether their love is first-rate or third-rate romance, their hearts shine brightly as one. Young love is always the bravest. And ask herself, does this mean my love life has passed its prime? Hee Soo's friend yells at her, why do they keep calling you auntie? In this day and age, how can you be called an auntie? Hee Soo tries to calm her friend. I am a married woman and a housewife. So what? Hee Soo's friend grabs her by the cheek and tells her, you are the prettiest 33-year-old woman that I know. You wear the same clothes every day and you glow even in broad daylight. I'm just happy to work with you, my pretty Hee Soo. Na Hae Soo then tells her friend, even so you praise me like that, you don't fall short. While Na Hae Soo walks home, she thinks to herself, she is the pretty one, easygoing and bright. Youth is so beautiful and brilliant. That's why I was jealous, because I'm no longer young and beautiful. When Hee Soo gets back to her house and her husband, he taunts her. Dress up, put some makeup on. Why do you walk around without makeup? I don't want to come home anymore. Even the girls who work part-time job wear makeup all the time. You're just lazy, Hee Soo. She then tells her husband, how can I afford makeup when I can't even afford rent? And thinks to herself, does he even know how much cosmetics cost at these days? I fear even spending 1,000 on myself. Her husband orders her, put some makeup on. It would make me happy. Na Hae Soo wonders, does love also grow old? Our relationship is worn out, like an old basement. Our love has dried up. Is it the years that withered me, or this tiresome lifestyle? Na Hae Soo hears her husband complain, the food's not even that good. She asks herself, is it you who blows out my beauty, or is it my love for you? On the next day, Hee Soo's friend asks her shocked, oh my, what's all this? You work in a butcher shop, at a motel counter, even a florist opening. It's just like Hermione's timetable from Harry Potter. Can a person even handle a schedule like this? Na Hae Soo then tells her friend, calm down and put on an apron. We need to open the store. Na Hae Soo thinks to herself, all I did was work. I've never taken a break ever since I became an adult, except for the day I fell sick with the flu. I will never forget the day when he came to me, crying, telling me how sorry he was, how he only wanted to make me happy. I just stood there and asked him how much. How much money did you borrow under my name? All he said, then do you forgive me? I remember how I felt back then. I was calm, not sad or depressed, only thinking about a solution. But sometimes all I wanted to do is cry my heart out. Na Hae Soo's friend pulls her out of her thoughts and whispers, "Look, that's the rose guy." When Na Hae Soo asks her who, she says he's a handsome man who buys roses every day. We don't know his name, so the part-timers just called him that. Then she asks Hee Soo, "Can I have his order?" When Na Hae Soo nods, she thanks her, then goes and asks the man, "Are you here for the flowers?" Then out of nowhere, the man goes to Hee Soo and tells her, "I would like to order, please. Can you take my order?" When Hee Soo looks at the man, she wonders. He's not just a handsome guy, he's kind of weird. Then ask him, "A bouquet of roses, is that right?" He says, "Yes, you remembered. I'm glad." When Na Hae Soo starts preparing the bouquet, she thinks to herself, in this world there are people who are the center of the attention and others like pathetic extras in a story. He's the protagonist and I'm the extra. When Hee Soo finishes, she walks over to him and says, "Dear customer, here's the bouquet you ordered." When he walks out the store, she asks herself, maybe that's why this man who is indifferent to everything but work and my husband has left a deep impression on my mind. Then she hears her friend says, "You saw that, right? I was standing right there, but he only wanted you to take the order. I think he likes you." When Hee Soo tells her friend, "But this is my first time seeing him here," her friend yells, "What? How could you not see a guy like him who comes here to buy flowers every day for the past couple of months?" Hee Soo then remembers that she made a similar bouquet every day. Then her friend goes on, "Looking at your schedule, no wonder you don't remember the regular customers. But no matter what, how can you not remember a guy like that?" Na Hae Soo then stops her friend and tells her, "Stop talking nonsense and get to work. Besides, no way he would like an old lady like me. He looks 10 years younger than me." Her friend interrupts her then, "Don't you know that nowadays younger men dating older women is a trend? Plus, you are so pretty. It's true. Don't people tell you that?" Then Hee Soo says, "I guess all the pretty people are dead if I'm considered as one." Then tells herself, "I was told so recently, and every time it makes me feel awkward than pleasant. It's a little funny, given that I am not seen pretty by my own husband." Hee Soo's friend encourages her and tells her, "Do your best. You two look good together." Hee Soo then tells her, "I have a man." Her friend startled, "What? Wow, I had no idea. What kind of person is he?" Back to Hee Soo's house, we see her husband walking through the door and says, "I'm home. I'm so tired. Get me a glass of water. Do you have anything to drink?" Hee Soo tells him there's tea, but it hasn't cooled down yet. He says, "Then put in some ice. I'm going to take a shower," throwing his clothes on the floor. When the husband walks out of the shower, he finds Hee Soo sleeping, thinking to himself how beautiful she is, even though she doesn't take care of herself. He then tries to wake her up, but she tells him that it's been a long day and she wants to sleep. Then he goes to sleep. Na Hae Soo wakes up at 6 a.m., although her work starts at 8. She has to wake up early to make breakfast for her husband. Of course, she has to do it quietly, so she doesn't wake him up. She has to make him soup from scratch, because he only eats it that way. Hee Soo finishes barely in time to get ready for her work, and leaves on an empty stomach. When Hee Soo arrives at the flower shop, she is greeted by her friend, then starts to get ready for her day. When our mysterious man walks through the door, he starts to ask for his regular order. All of a sudden, Na Hae Soo's stomach growls, leaving her so embarrassed, wishing he wouldn't hear anything. Hee Soo hands him the receipt and asks him to wait a little while longer. Our mysterious man orders some coffee and a sandwich, then goes outside the shop and takes the order from his man. Na Hae Soo's friend sees him and thinks to herself, he even walks like a model. How tall is he? When Hee Soo gives him his order, she notices the sandwich on her desk, then runs after him and tells him, "You forgot your sandwich." He says, "It's a gift for you. Please accept it." Hee Soo then stops him. "Wait, I can't. If you give something like this to me." He interrupts her. "Why not? Is it because you have nothing to drink with it? Here." He gives her his coffee and tells her, "I only had one sip, and it didn't poison me." When Hee Soo walks back to the flower store, she finds her friend smiling. "What did I tell you? He likes you." If he's not interested in you, then how would you explain this? Na Hae Soo didn't see it that way. She thought, do I really look that pitiful? When I glance at myself in the window, I only see a haggard woman without makeup and old clothes. The man's action felt more like pity and charity rather than interest. After all, he heard my stomach growl. If I were him, I would have done the same. Even if he's interested in me, then I can't allow this to go on. When Na Hae Soo's friend asks her, "What are you going to do?" At Hee Soo's questioning look, she continues, "You said you had a boyfriend. Are you going to turn down roses? Or maybe switch from your boyfriend to him?" Hee Soo tells her friend, "He's not my boyfriend, he's my husband." Her friend then apologizes and says, "I didn't know you were married." Hee Soo then remembers when her husband told her, "Don't make it so obvious. We split up over the ages ago. You should only call me husband at home. It's not like something to brag about, living together after divorce." Menchul, the husband, we see him at work when a girl calls after him and offers him coffee, with a note on the cup that says, "Let's do our best today." At the break, when Menchul stands with his co-workers smoking, they talk about Ari, the girl. They say, "She's only 25, such a great age, and she's pretty." And Menchul agrees. Then his friend tells him, "Ari seems really interested in you. How she looks at you differently." And when they tried to set her up with someone, she snapped, saying she wasn't interested. Then they tell Menchul, "You're 33 and good looking, perfect to meet someone, and you're single, right?" Menchul then nods and says, "I am single." "Then give it a try," his friend says. We see Na Hae Soo and Menchul at home. Hee Soo asks him, "How's work treating you?" He tells her, "Took you long enough to ask, you know. Now you're worried about me? You're nagging me while I'm trying to rest." "I'm not nagging," says Hee Soo. "I'm just saying that once you get your salary, we can pay off our debt and then remarry." Menchul then tells her, "All you talk about is the damn remarriage. Don't you think I'll do it once we clear the debt? Anyway, Na Hae Soo, how could you live without me, right? Just don't push it, or I'm bound to run away. Oh, and by the way, I need some spending money. I want to buy some perfume." "But you don't use perfume," says Na Hae Soo. He tells her, "Now that I'm working, I see all my coworkers are wearing perfume, even the older guys. I can't be the only one in the office smelling musty." Hee Soo then asks, "How much do you need?" He says, "About 200,000 won." "Why is it so expensive?" says Hee Soo. He tells her, "I'm not going to buy that cheap kind that kids use. I want a good brand. You know what? Just forget it. If you don't want to give me the money, then don't." In the morning, we see Hee Soo writing a note while thinking to herself, "We spent a lot of money just on getting Menchul a new suit and shoes. No matter how much we save, we're still in the red. I think I might need to take on more work. Maybe a night shift at the convenience store. I just need to cut down on sleep." Then she puts the money and the note that says, "Buy the perfume" on the table, thinking to herself, "I am doing this for our happy home." Now we go to our rose guy, Teha. We see him standing with his friend in an alley. Teha's friend asks him, "I wonder why you chose to eat in this restaurant." You usually don't like noisy places. Well then, who should I call? Taeha tells him, people you know. His friend asks, anyone? You know, if you say you're having dinner, a lot of girls will come running. No answer. His friend thinks to himself, he's acting very weird. He never eats at cheap places. Then says to Taeha, are you ready to go? When Taeha nods, they start walking. Back to Hee Soo. We see her working at the restaurant when she hears the men talking about their wives and how a man grows cold when the woman loses her affection. She thinks to herself, was I not affectionate enough with Menstrual? Did I ruin a relationship? Someone yells, new customer. Then she goes to help the new group find a table and finds that one of them is the roses guy. Then one of the girls tell her, a table for 4 please. After she's done helping them to their table, she remembers her friend telling her, I know he likes you, that's why he got you a sandwich. Na Hae Soo can't even look at him from embarrassment and thinks to herself, I'm not even interested. One of the girls asks Taeha, aren't you going to eat? He tells her, I'm not hungry. Na Hae Soo then wonders, is she his girlfriend? They look great together. The flowers were probably for her. I never understood how younger people think. The girl, Hee asks Taeha, who are you looking at? Taeha's best friend tells her, Hee, just because you're hanging out with him doesn't give you the right to question his actions. Hee then snaps, no one asked for your opinion, so shut up. Taeha kicks his best friend, Donwook, in the foot under the table just to shut him up, then tells him, you're burning the meat. Donwook says, fine, let's finish eating. Hee asks Taeha, why do you keep looking at that lady? Do you know her? He tells her, is it that obvious? Yes, I do know her. Then we see Taeha's house full of roses. Back at Na Hae Soo's house, we see her folding some clothes. And when she grabs her blouse and finds it ripped, she fears when Menstrual sees it. He will just throw it away. So she decides to stitch it up. Menstrual then puts down the phone and asks her, what are you doing instead of resting? She says, sewing. He asks her, why are you sewing? Let me take a look. Oh, this is really pathetic. Why don't you buy a new one? You need to take care of how you look a little more. Na Hae Soo then says, it's still wearable. I can fix it. Then she remembers Taeha and wonders, we didn't even have a real conversation, yet I can't stop thinking about him. Menstrual then grabs Na Hae Soo and tells her, Na Hae Soo, you have no charm. And despite that, I still live with you. After all, I'm the only one who would want you. In the morning, Na Hae Soo makes breakfast while listening to the weather report, and it turns out it's going to rain all day until late at night. When she heads out for work, she looks for an umbrella. She finds 2, one in good shape and the other a bit broken. So she takes the broken one and leaves the good one to her husband. Later, we see Ari head into the company kitchen and spot Minchul. She starts making coffee but can't find the instant coffee, so she digs through the cupboard. Then she suddenly screams. Minchul asks, what's wrong? She goes, there is a bug, and grabs his arm tight. He asks, are you scared of bugs? She says, yeah, very. Then I'll get it for you. Where is it? She points and says, there, and he thinks to himself, Na Hae Soo has never been scared of bugs. Seeing someone act like this is quite refreshing. We see Na Hae Soo in the flower shop with her friend. Her friend says sadly, he's late today. Na Hae Soo asks, who do you mean? Her friend replies, the flower guy. It's somewhat comforting to see his face. Just then, Taeha walks in. But Na Hae Soo tells her friend, I'll be out back tending to the flowers. You should take his order. Later, after she finishes her work, we see her standing outside the shop at night. It's raining, and she's thinking about the rose guy, asking herself, how long will I avoid him? Hoping he forgets that awkward moment one day. She tries to open her umbrella, but snap, it breaks. She regrets not buying a new one. Now it's pouring and she can't go buy a new one. And no way she's calling her husband. He hates being called out at this hour. Then suddenly someone's holding an umbrella over her head. She looks up. It's Rose's guy. He asks her, "Where do you live?" But she says, "There's no need. I live close by." He says, "It's going to rain all night. I'll walk you home."